Welcome in to Munford High School football on Ritter Communications Week 4. We're at Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium to see the Cougars take on the Trojans. Chad Gatlin, Jay Harder on the call for you. Jay, we saw Munford dominate last week in a game where they had to run the clock in the second half, and actually part of the first half, Munford had jumped out to such a lead. Impressive games from Jordan Bell and Aubick White.
I'm really excited. I've been excited all week, looking forward to this game, a big rivalry game between these two schools. And like you said, Jordan Bell, super impressive last week. I've really been looking forward to seeing him play again all week. Maybe a little bit of a better test this week, showcase his talent against a really good Dyersburg team.
Yeah, Dyersburg has not been slowed down as of yet. Big win over Dyer County in their last game. They did not play last week because of a forfeit due to, I believe, COVID-19 outbreak among the Bolton players. So Dyersburg in Region 7-3A. They have a couple of common opponents, actually 3 this year with Munford, but neither of them have both played the same person yet. They will Dyersburg play Dyer County and won. Munford will get Dyer County later this year. Dyersburg will play Covington next week, and they'll play Millington later in the season as well.
Millington, first game of the year for Munford here, and that was a big one as well. So that's a really good contest, a common opponent for both these teams.
Yeah, absolutely, and Millington looked improved year over year as we saw them. So we'll see what these two teams can do. They've not been shy about scoring points in each of their last games, so hopefully we'll see some fireworks on the field. But you never know when the defense comes to shut somebody down. Absolutely
not. And like we said, this is two teams, really good football programs here, and they're obviously excited for this game. You know Dyersburg is excited because they had to take a week off last week. And I think Munford's excited too. You know, a game where a lot of guys got a lot of burn last week. And I'm sure they're excited to maybe see a little bit of a more formidable opponent to test their skills against.
Been talking to a couple of guys from the Dyersburg area. They think Dyersburg is poised to do something really special this year. They were already talking about the Covington game next week. Of course, Covington and Dyersburg both in 3A. Covington, I believe, ranked number 2 in 3A in the state right now, behind Alcoa. And this Dyersburg team looking to challenge. But that makes you wonder if the people from Dyersburg are looking ahead to Covington, are the players from Dyersburg looking ahead?
Look ahead. You hate for a trap game like that. You really get surprised. But I think when you have a week off the week before, I think your focus and your mindset is really on this game right here. And you never know. I mean, you might be right. They might be looking ahead, but I don't think you can look ahead this Munford team. A lot of talent on this football team.
You will certainly see yourself behind on the scoreboard quick if you try to overlook this Munford team. And Braxton Brown will get us kicked off to open this game. Short kick goes to the 25, and he's brought down at the 34. About a 9-yard return there for Meshach Jones.
Same kind of kick that we saw a lot last week. That little short kick to the second line of returners there. Interesting little strategy that Munford's we've seen 2 weeks in a row now.
And we know last week they were trying to avoid a big return, but I don't have any information on Dyersburg's kick returner, but obviously they're not wanting to put the ball in his hands either.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see Hodgen this week, Icarus Hodgen, number 11, the Defensive Player of the Year last week. I mean, an explosive kick returner, but I'm really excited to see his skills showcased on defense here.
Absolutely, and we do expect to see Dyersburg throw the ball, and we know Hodgen is known for his interceptions.
Oh, yeah. Some kind of play calling signal issue as the quarterback, number 12, goes to the sideline.
Yeah, now the entire Dyersburg team goes, and it looks like before the first snap of the game, Dyersburg will call a timeout here.
Never seen that before. It's almost like a basketball timeout, right? You saw something you didn't like in the first minute and a half.
I've never seen that either, but we'll take a break with them, and we'll come back after it's all sorted out here on Ritter Communications. You're watching Cougar Football.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
So back here at Sid Witherington Stadium, Munford Cougar football on Ritter Communications, and we are coming out of a timeout now by Dyersburg before they've taken a snap in the game. Some sort of equipment issue with the quarterback, and it looked like they were either going to have to take a timeout or take the quarterback out of the game, so they chose to take the timeout. And now it appears they did take the quarterback out of the game anyway, and it will be Trowbridge in at quarterback for the Trojans. He'll hand the ball off to the right, and he'll see a little room, but it'll close up fast, and no gain on the play for Dontavius Vaughn.
A strange sequence there, but it looks like now starting quarterback, number 12, Morgan, Leif Morgan coming back into the game, so that's a good sign for Dyersburg. Weird sequence there, first play of the game.
Strange, yeah. And Morgan will trot back into the game, into the huddle for the Trojans. So a 2nd and 9 here. They'll line up. Morgan will be under center. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off to the left, and some running room. A gain of about 7 there on the play for Cameron Cecil.
2 running backs so far. Seems like a running back by committee from Dyersburg. I would be interested in seeing that going forward as Cecil now runs off the field and they bring another guy in the game.
That's a big boy they're bringing in the game there, Darius Harris, the senior.
I was about to say that's a big old player they're bringing in there, maybe a little fullback look or something like that.
Harris will line up in the backfield behind Morgan. Morgan will go under center. Also in the backfield will be Vaughn. And a handoff goes to Vaughn. Vaughn looking for room, can't find any, and a tackle right at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss of a yard. That'll bring up 4th down for the Trojans.
Huge 3-and-out for Munford here on the first drive. That's exactly what you want to set the tone for your team going forward, is a big stop, maybe give your offense a little bit of momentum and better field position as they come onto the field for this first drive.
Trojans will punt the football away. Zacarias Hodgen back to receive for the Cougars. And Munford nearly got that blocked. No return on this one. It's going to take a little bit of a Dyersburg roll down to the 24-yard line, and that is where the Cougars will take over on offense. Nearly got that one blocked.
He did, and you saw number 41 for Dyersburg there, Ardell Ross, pleading with the ball to go a little bit further into the territory, but it stops there around the 25-yard line, and Munford will take over for their first drive of the game.
And so now we see Munford's star quarterback, Jordan Bell, for the first time in this game. And the number 1 running back, Alvett White, in the backfield. They got 3 receivers out. It's a handoff to one of the receivers, Jace Hodgen. He'll go around the left. He'll go nowhere. And he'll be taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of, looks like 2 for the Cougars. Make that 3-yard loss for the Cougars.
That was a play they were working out in pregame there. I saw them run that a couple of times, so it's interesting they start the game with that first play of the game.
And so now it'll be 2nd and 13. 2 receivers right, 1 left. It's a handoff straight up the middle. That goes to Alvett White. He'll get a couple of those yards back, and he'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Cougars.
Alvett White, we talked a lot about last week. Didn't have a touchdown coming into that game. Finally got his first one last week. 2 weeks ago, he had 143 yards against Millington. So a player definitely to watch for on this offense this week.
72 yards and 2 scores in the first half last week. Looking to get some of that momentum now, but I look for a pass here. And the play is blown dead as it was a play action, but false start is the call against the Cougars.
Tough. First penalty of the game for Munford, and we do not like penalties, especially when it's already 3rd and long. Now it's 3rd and longer, which is a bad sign.
That'll make it 3rd and 17 for the Cougars. As Bell line up in the shotgun with White to his right, he'll have 4 receivers out on this. He'll fake the handoff to White, roll to his right. He finds a man. It's Jace Hodgen over the middle. No interference called on that. He got tangled up on the play with Lamarian Briggs, but no flag, and the Cougars will have to punt this one away.
That has to be one the official just wasn't looking at that play, because, I mean, I think that's pretty clearly an interference. I mean, not that I'm an official and an expert on the matter, but that had to be an interference there.
The only thing I can imagine is that Hodgen tripped up on the play, causing the defender to run into him. Otherwise, at the point I looked at Hodgen, it was clear interference.
Absolutely. Because incidental contact shouldn't matter, and it's still pass interference.
Absolutely. And so a 3-and-out for the Dyersburg defense. And now Cerniglia will punt the ball away for the Cougars. It's a good punt.
Very good.
All the way down to the 44-yard line of the Trojans. That is an excellent punt for Cerniglia.
A little more of a defensive showcase so far through the first 2 drives of this game. 2 3-and-outs. Obviously, the penalty for Munford hurts, but 2 3-and-outs. It's a little more of a stout defense, certainly more so than we saw last week.
And nearly a 40-yard punt will put Dyersburg almost back to where they started their first drive. We'll see their offense come out on the field again. Morgan in at quarterback. They have 1 back in the backfield, 2 backs in the backfield, He'll have a receiver out to the right, and he will fake the handoff, play action, rolls out to his right, loses the ball, fumble on the play. It is picked up by the Munford defense. That is Robert Boley, I believe, who got the fumble. And the Cougars come away with possession.
Oh, the ball came out a second time.
The ball did come out a second time, as you see on the replay there. And I believe that was actually Perry Hunter on the initial fumble recovery, number 55.
Always makes your heart skip a beat a little bit when a defensive player tries to scoop and score, but he picked up the ball there. No bobble into the football, though he did fumble it a second time, but still great field position for Munford.
Absolutely. Morgan, that ball slipped out of his hand before he was hit by the defender. Hand off to White now. White looks up the middle, can't find anything, then cuts out to his right, shakes off a tackle, gets it down. Touchdown, Cougars.
What a run by White. Threw off, I counted 3 or 4 tacklers he shoved off there. There's 1, 2, there's 3, 4. Wow, great run by White. Great touchdown. And that boy can run.
Alvick White punching it in. 1 play in for the Cougars after the turnover.
Another interesting look, seeing if they can go for 2 here as Munford. We saw this last week. They're going to snap it.
They have the strange lineup originally on the extra point, and then they usually bring it back to the center and decide whether or not they're going to kick it. And they are going to kick it this time with Braxton Brown coming from the hold of Cale Driscoll. Extra point is up and good from the sure-footed Brown, and it's 7-0 now. Munford Cougars lead the Dyersburg Trojans with 8:11 left in the first quarter. You are watching Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app could save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Back here in Munford after a huge run by Alvick White, coming off of a turnover from Hunter Perry's fumble recovery. Alvick White punches it in the end zone. Brown adds the extra point, and the Cougars are up 7-0 here in the first quarter as you watch Cougar football on Ritter Communications, or if you are listening to us on the radio on Vintage Rock 106.9 FM or 7:30 a.m. in West Memphis. Brown kicking off to the Trojans. And it is a short kick again, this time picked up at the 20, and he makes a man miss and skips it all the way out. Now he's down to the 50, down to the 40, the 30, the 20. Nobody's going to get him to the 10. Touchdown, Trojans, and a huge answer by the Trojans. They don't even need offense to score.
A great return there by Jones, and you know, that's one of the things when you do a low kick like they're a short kick, I should say. You want to get a little more air underneath it because in a way you outkick your coverage a little bit too much of a low line drive, and it's tough to wrap up and make those tackles there. Good blocking in front of Jones there, and a big touchdown for Dyersburg.
Jones with one cut right and then just outran the rest of the coverage team to get to the touchdown. Now Grant Self will put the extra point up, and waiting for the signal from the official. It is good, and it'll be tied up at 7 now. Barely any time gone off the clock, not even a drive, just a kickoff return. It's 7-7 here, and we got a good one already at Sid Witherington Stadium in Munford. You're watching Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Goodness, dude. Back here in Munford after an explosive kickoff return from Meshach Taylor and the Dyersburg Trojans. And the Trojans tie it up after a lost fumble, and then the Cougars take that in and score. That's the way you answer, Jay.
We were just talking about how stout the defenses have looked, and then 2 plays later, you know, everything breaks loose and 2 touchdowns. Another low kick.
And that one is picked up by Jace Hodgen, and he will get about 8 yards on the return. It'll come out to the 20-yard line, and the Cougars will come back out on offense after a 1-play drive last time, scoring off of a turnover. They'll have to drive the field this time around.
A great run by Alvick White, that last drive, as we've mentioned. And, I mean, best run I've seen in 2 weeks from Munford so far. But I'm still looking to see Jordan Bell get involved a little bit more. I think we've seen one pass that could have been called pass interference there. So I really want to see him get involved. But, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That running game seems to be working.
Absolutely, it does, and we know Alvick White has the moves, and now we see he can shake off the tacklers. Of course, we've seen it in the past.
Absolutely.
But we were waiting on him to turn it on this year, and he certainly has already in this game. 2 receivers right lined up on this play. The referees are having a discussion down at near the bottom of your screen. There, a referee has a flag in his hand. And
I wonder.
So...
Oh, was there an injury to another official? It looks like maybe he's coming in off the sideline there.
It certainly does look like they are swapping out an official here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see if we can get some clarification on what's happening.
You know, when you have big plays like that, the officials are put in harm's way as well. It's a lot of running up and down.
I was checking on the Munford line, and it looks like they may have swapped out a sideline official for a line judge.
See.
And I was looking to see if Munford had enough players because they've only got 2 receivers right, none to the left. White's in the backfield. They'll hand it off to White. And he makes a man miss, bounces out to the outside, and is able to get it forward for a 6-yard gain.
A lot of bouncing around there. You get nervous that there's not enough north and south running, but he's just shoving off tacklers, and if he hadn't slipped there, he maybe could have gotten the first down.
Absolutely. Bell in the gun. He'll hand it off to White again. White will bounce it out to his right again. He will get brought down, but not before he gets the first down and then some. That's a gain of about 10 from White. Zach Sintel on the tackle for the Trojans.
First down of the game from either team thus far. So finally settling in a little bit, maybe some early game jitters in a big game like this. Didn't play last week, blew out an opponent the week before for Munford. And so maybe a little bit early jitters have calmed down.
Absolutely. I think this is the biggest test either team has faced so far this year, other than the Cougars' test against Covington, but that pretty much went Covington's way the entire game. And a handoff to White. He'll go up the middle. This time gets tripped up, but he'll still fall forward for a gain of about 5. The 2nd and 5 Cougars.
Those are big runs. I mean, seriously, 6 yards twice, a 10-yard run. That's a lot of yardage on these easy run plays.
He'll get the carry again, split it right up the middle. Another gain of about 7, and he'll get it to midfield for the Cougars. First down.
Great running by White. I said I wanted to see Bell, but keep giving it to White if he's going to keep churning for yardage.
And now the play is blown dead before the snap. And the Trojans have called another timeout. It's their second timeout. We've still got 6 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. You got to wonder how that'll play out in the first half, Jay. We'll be right back here on Ritter Communications with Munford Cougar football.
My name is Kevin Moody. Both of my kids do online gaming. They let me know when the internet's down.
I'm Bobby Valentine. I work for Ritter Communication, and I'm a technician level 2.
My services were completely out. They sent Bobby out the next day. He told me that the box was shot.
It was shot.
With a gun. And he had it fixed within a couple hours once he got there. Bobby switched out my modem for me and had me upgraded to a faster speed. And both of my kids have been singing Bobby's praises since.
Back in Munford, the Trojans facing the Cougars. Cougars 2 first downs now on this drive. They're at midfield. Alvick White has gotten all of the carries on this drive.
Already 30 yards from him on this drive.
4 receivers in this set. Bell in the gun. He calls Jace Hodgson in motion. He drops the snap, and he just falls on it. Smart move there by Jordan Bell. Don't make a bad situation worse.
Really smart play there by Bell. Tough snap. It just kind of got away from him a little bit, and it's almost like a penalty and a loss of down, honestly. 2nd down and long now.
Yeah, they'll lose 8 on that fumbled snap, and so now it'll be 2nd and 18. Hand off to Hodgson. Jace Hodgson, that is, goes around the left side. He'll get a gain of about 3 before he's brought down by the Trojans.
Almost looked like a horse collar tackle. He had a little bit of space in front of him, but a good saving tackle. I couldn't see who the Dyersburg player was that made it, but a really good saving tackle there from Dyersburg.
That was the same play they ran the last time. They really wanted that one. It's just a receiver motion, sort of an end around, but from the near side receiver. And now we will have another timeout on the field. This one is for injury. We've got a Dyersburg player down. It's Meshach Jones, the player who returned the kickoff for a touchdown just moments ago for this Trojans team, and now he's down on the field. The Trojans cannot be happy about this. They've got to be crossing their fingers and saying their prayers.
Seriously, senior leader. I believe he was a captain tonight as well. He's already, like you said, he already ran a kickback. So I hope the kid's okay, at least going forward, if not for tonight. He's a big part of this team.
While they get him attended to, we'll step aside. There's 5:25 left in the first quarter here in Munford. You're watching Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our signal app can tell.
We're back here. They snapped the ball fast, and it is a pass from Bell and thrown up, and he had a man just a little bit far for Tristan Bohannon there from Bell. And what happened there was the player got off the field, the ref put the ball down, and Munford snapped the ball and went ahead, tried to catch that Trojan defense off guard, but didn't work. Good coverage, but also a little bit of a high ball from Bell to Bohannon there.
We were going quick there, and single coverage there too, so not really a bad choice on 3rd and long, but just in and out of his hands. A really good defensive play, tough catch to make, but a good throw there by Bell as well.
So 4th and 16 here for the Cougars. They'll punt the ball away under the foot of Ben Cerniglia. And it looks like back to return. This one is Jalen Jackson, I believe, for the Trojans.
So that's a substitution they would have made then for the injured player.
And the punt is up, and it is a really good one. Gets down, comes down to 25, and then stalls. And then it touches the Dyersburg player, and Munford falls on it. And Munford will have possession of this one, I believe. No signal from I know the refs give it to Dyersburg and say that it did hit that Munford player, though. It definitely, you see in replay there, it hit Amarian Foster, and then the Cougars fell on it. And they're going to call it, though, in favor of the Trojans and say that it was down by the Cougars. Unfortunate that there's no replay in high school football for the Cougars there, Jay.
Tough play there. I mean, I saw right when we saw it, it looked like the players saw it too. They jumped on it, heads up play by the Munford kick return defense there, but just doesn't go your way. That's two now that really haven't gone their way. That's just disappointing. But, look for your defense to make a good play here, make up for it.
Trojans start on offense on this drive at the 24-yard line.
The bone.
And fake toss, now back to pass, and he's throwing long, and it's way long, way overthrown. Looking for Lamarian Briggs there.
I'll tell you what, Chad, last week when we were watching Douglas play, we kept talking about how we wanted to see them line up under center a little bit more because they were running it every down, and they kept snapping out of the shotgun. This week, we got Dyersburg come out here, wishbone formation. You got to love to see that in high school football today. You don't pass it as much. If you're a team that doesn't pass it as much, getting the wishbone has a lot of threats to run the football. I love seeing that from a football team in high school.
I love seeing any high school football team run multiple formations.
Absolutely.
To me, it speaks to the intelligence and the confidence they have in their players. Under center, Morgan takes the snap and hands it right off to the fullback. He'll go nowhere as the Munford D-line is having none of it. And Clay Bridges comes in from the linebacker position with a huge assist there.
A whole hoist of tacklers there. I counted 8 Munford players in on that tackle, which is what you want to see. Swarming the football, every player, regardless of what's going on, going to the football. It's a great defense, and you know that the Munford coaching staff, especially the defensive coordinator, is excited about that.
A number I see back in the game now for the Trojans is Meshach Jones. You see him there on the right of your screen. So his injury was temporary, not very serious,
limping
and able to get
bit,
back out there. He is limping just a little bit. He'll go down on the line. 2 receivers to the right from Morgan. Morgan will hand it off to the left, and it will be met at the line of scrimmage by that Munford D-line that's holding strong here in this game, and that'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 9 for the Trojans.
Tough.
Another 3 and out from this Munford defense.
And only throw that down. Every play out of the wishbone, that drive, and the only throw was on 1st down with just a little bit of an overthrow. So maybe that's something to look for going forward. Maybe Dyersburg doesn't have a ton of confidence in their passing game. Look for maybe that to be a factor.
And Self will punt it away. It's a good punt for the Trojans. It'll be fielded by Akarius Hodgen at the 40. He'll get it out to the 50, now to the 40, to the 30. Hodgen got the kicker to beat, and he is brought down from behind at the 11-yard line. An excellent return. 50-yard return for Akarius Hodgen.
But we saw he scored a touchdown in the return last week. That's not a flag down, is it?
And it does look like there was a flag thrown on the play by the head referee. Waiting on him to give us the signal. It is an illegal block in the back by Munford. So that one will be coming back. It was near the point of the tackle, though, so I believe that it will still be a good net gain for the Cougars, and they'll still be on the Trojan side of the field.
Regardless, great, like you said, great field position, still on the 30-yard line. And Hodgen, last week a factor running one back, again a factor this week in the Munford kick return game.
We say every week he's a player to watch. He's a player to watch. And the play is blown dead again. This is the 3rd play we've had blown dead for a false start here at the beginning.
Penalties racking up, and that's all on Munford's side, too. It's disappointing to see. You want to, especially when your offense is as explosive as they are, you cannot shoot yourself in the foot by giving yourself penalty yards.
Correction, the second play we've seen blown dead for offsides. Now 1st and 15, and fakes the handoff to White and throws it in the flat. He's got his man, and he gets it out all the way to the 24-yard line. So that's an excellent gain, 12-yard gain there from Mason Medill.
First completion today from Bell. Really good pass there, good gain. Look to see him get involved a little bit more here.
Bell's got trips receivers to the right. High snap, he gets it down and takes it himself after faking the handoff. He'll get a couple on that one, bring up 3rd down and short for the Cougars.
Heads-up play, gain yardage, 3rd and short here. It's better than 3rd and long, which we've seen a couple of times, so just churning away here. Bell's been involved in both plays.
Coming up on 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Bell takes the snap on 3rd and 2. He'll keep it himself. He'll go up the middle. He'll get the first down for the Cougars. Ball's down to the 17-yard line.
Another flag down, looks like.
And the call will be holding, so that one will come back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back for the Cougars here, and that'll make it a 3rd and long.
And before the penalty, I was going to give Bell a ton of credit here. Like we said, first week when Akarius Hodgen didn't have any, when White didn't have any touchdowns, he had 2 rushing touchdowns. A really versatile quarterback, and you see his legs on display these past couple plays.
3rd and 9, trips right. White to his left. Bell takes the snap, brings it in, hands it to White. White goes off the right side, gets a block, and now he's able to get it out to about the 19-yard line. Yes, they will spot it at the 19-yard line. At first, the line judge looked like he was going to spot it short of the first down, but they will get it and hurry back to the line. And here goes Munford again, hand off to White again off the right side. Well blocked play that time, and he makes a man miss and gets it all the way down to the 4-yard line. Aubik White with another first down.
2 plays in a row there. You give White a lot of credit, but great blocking in front of him. Some big blocks on that right side.
Back to the line and moving. White with the handoff. Now he's in the backfield. They're wise to that one now. And big Darius Harris in on the tackle for the Trojans on that one. Be a loss of about 2.
Looked like 8 guys in the box there for Dyersburg. They were going to make sure White didn't get any yards there running the football.
Munford with the ball, 55 seconds clock running here as we near the end of the first quarter.
And so now with a little bit more deliberate pace, going ahead and taking a huddle. Bell will have 2 receivers right, 1 left. White's in the backfield. And Jace Hodgen goes in motion. It's a handoff to Hodgen. He tries to go around the left side. He makes one man miss, but he'll still be taken down in the backfield at about the 11-yard line. That one well defended by the Trojans defense.
That's 2 plays in a row. They've kind of stepped up on that Dyersburg defense and stopped the run. It's crowding the box a little bit more. Maybe the running game, like we've said, balanced attack opens up a throw for Bell here going forward. But correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't really seen them line up. Oh, are we moving back?
And now it will be a holding penalty on the Cougars, so it's maybe a good news, bad news. They get another down. It'll be 2nd down, but it's 2nd and goal from the 25. And it's handoff to White off the right side. White gets through there. Excellent block, and he gets down to the 15-yard line as he picks up a key block there.
You mentioned earlier just 2 receivers for Munford. They put a 3rd receiver out there that time, and that opened up a big lane up the right side for White.
Nathan Tuggle also off the side of the line there, able to block that edge. Break White free, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. It's all tied up here in Munford. Cougars 7, Trojans 7. You're watching Munford football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Back here in Munford, all knotted up at 7 at the start of the second quarter. It's Chad Gatlin and Jay Harder in here as the Cougars take on the Dyersburg Trojans. We've seen a touchdown from Alvick White and a kickoff return for a touchdown from Meshach Taylor as an answer by the Trojans. And now we stay knotted up here, and we're coming up on a fourth down. No, I'm sorry, we're coming up on a third down and goal after the penalty from the Cougars, but it will be from the 26-yard line, the third down and goal.
Start of the second quarter.
And they line up. It's White in the backfield. Snap goes to Bell. He takes it, and he lobs a pass over and tries to hit White coming out of the backfield, but he had a lot of pressure in his face, unable to complete it.
Yeah, tough. Couldn't set his feet, but a good attempt, honestly, but just a tough situation there. You got a lot of pressure.
Alex Gates pressuring the quarterback on that one, forcing the incompletion. And so now it's fourth and goal from the 15-yard line, and we will see Braxton Brown come in to kick the field goal. It is up, and it is good from Brown. That is a weapon that the Cougars have in their arsenal when they need him, and now they take the lead 10-7. You're watching Cougar football here on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app could save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Back here in the Munford, the Cougars take the lead in this one with 9 seconds gone off the clock in the second quarter. They lead 10-7 over the Dyersburg Trojans behind the foot of Braxton Brown after a drive stalling out with some penalties at around the 16-yard line.
Big 3 points there for Munford, though. Points are going to be really important today. Any of them you can get, good to come by. Hard to come by.
Absolutely. Chad Gatlin, Jay Harder calling the game for you tonight. And an onside kick from the Cougars, and it will be fielded, however, by the Trojans. Heads up fielding by the up man for the Trojan defense, and so the onside kick does not go the way of the Cougars.
Not a bad kick. A really good job by the kick return team there to secure that football. Bring it into your chest and just get on top of it. Don't let it get free, because Munford had a lot of bodies swarming that football.
Yeah, I'm not sure it went the necessary 10 yards.
Right. Looked a little short, like 9 yards when he grabbed it, and then he fell forward, obviously.
And the Trojans will come back out on offense, hoping to answer the Cougars' score. Morgan under center. He'll hand it off to the left side and pushed out of bounds by the defender. Gain of about 2 there for Dontavis Vaughn.
Seems like Vaughn and Cecil have been the 2 guys that have been in there running the football for Dyersburg. And like we said, looking forward to see a few more passes. Only 1 pass, I believe, for Dyersburg in the game thus far. So another team, obviously out of the wishbone, they're going to want to run a little bit more. But I would love to see the arm get a little more involved here for Dyersburg. Because Munford seems to really be stuffing the runs really well as their strength, it looks like.
Yeah, that defensive line is really holding up well and getting a good push up front for this Cougar defense. Morgan under center, and he'll hand it off. This
run.
time to the right, and he will get a good run off the right tackle all the way down to the 35-yard line. It'll be a first down Trojans.
You know, I just said I want to see the arms get a little more involved, but that's a good piece of north and south running there from Vaughn. Really just stuck his foot in the ground and got upfield, and that's really what you want to see out of the backfield.
10:53 left in the half, 1st and 10 for the Dyersburg Trojans on the 35-yard line of the Munford Cougars. as they go left to right on your radio dial if you are listening to us on radio. Morgan under center, 2 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver to the left. Now he calls 2 tight ends in motion from the left to the right.
A lot of motion.
Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, it's play action, and he will be sacked. And that is Xavier Russell on the sack for the Munford Cougars. Big loss for the Trojans, 10-yard loss and the sack by Russell.
Huge sack by Russell there. And when you're going to run play action, especially out of the wishbone, it takes a long time to develop, and Munford's getting a really good push. Huge sack there, like you said. And this brings up a long 3rd down here for Dyersburg.
3rd and 20.
You know, I was about to say before that last play, when you do an onside kick like that, especially a team that runs the ball as much as they are, give them a short field, that's tough. But Munford has really held their own here on this drive.
3rd and 20, Morgan will take the ball under center. He's got 2 backs in the backfield. He'll just hand it off to Vaughn, but Vaughn with a good run off the left, but just too much ground to make up. He will get it for about 8 and get the ball down to the 37-yard line, and now Dyersburg faces a decision. You think they'll probably go for it here. This is sort of that no man's land in football. So it will be 4th down. And now there's a timeout on the field.
Called by Dyersburg?
Hey, I've not seen a signal from the ref saying who called the timeout. If I'm not mistaken, though, it is 4th down.
It is. I would imagine.
And they've not changed it on the field yet. They've not changed it on the field or the scoreboard. The timeout is charged to Munford. It will be their first time out of the half.
You know, if we're taking positives from Dyersburg on this drive, it's 4th and long here, and anything can happen on this play. But I think the best drive offensively we've seen, certainly from Vaughn, he's run the ball really well on this drive. Got 3 good carries by my count, and that's a lot. That's momentum going forward in a 3-point game in the second quarter here.
It looks as though it's 3rd down on the field, so I've either miscounted.
I think we missed. I think on before that last play, there might have been a penalty because it looks like Dyersburg went back a couple yards, so it could have been a replay of 2nd down that last play.
All right, well, we certainly apologize for that. And Morgan will take the snap and hand it off. It's Vaughn again. Vaughn just powers his way through the line, gets it all the way down to the 20-yard line, and a 1st down for the Trojans.
Big run there by Vaughn. I was just giving him credit. I mean, this is truly their best offensive drive we've seen from them. It's all in the backs of Dontavius Vaughn. I mean, he is running hard, putting his foot in the ground, north and south running, and a couple of good blocks. He gets some space. He's dangerous.
And so whether it was 3rd or 4th down, they got the 1st down.
Yeah, either way.
We do apologize for that. I think you're right, Jay. I think we missed a penalty on that drive. So we got Morgan lining up under center now, 2 men in the backfield. He'll hand it off to the left, and that one will be met after a couple of yards by a host of Cougars. And that's Raymond Patton on the carry there.
First run we've seen from Patton tonight. That's the 3rd running back they've gotten involved, which, you know, it's a credit to the wishbone. You got 3 running backs out there at all times. Very versatile and tough to defend against when you got running backs going both ways, motion going both ways. It makes it a little more difficult on the defense. But it's good drive. This is really the first positive drive we've seen from Dyersburg tonight. It's good to see their offense get going a little bit, get a little more relaxed, really put some pressure on Munford's defense here, who's looked really good through the beginning part of this game.
So 2nd down and 9 officially for the Trojans. Toss out to the left to Taylor. Jones, I'm sorry, will take it, and he will gain maybe a yard on the carry there.
That was a wide run. It seems like they've had the most success either bouncing right off the tackle or going inside tackle. Those outside runs, that's kind of been their – when the passes and outside runs, Munford is really stuffed. You know, they're packed the box there if they're not a threat to pass, and it's just tough to get going outside.
Trojans back to the line now for a 3rd down and 9, it looks like, and they'll hand the ball off to their workhorse, Vaughn. He'll get it out about 5 yards, but it's not going to be enough. And now it's decision time for the Trojans, and we'll see if they have a kicker that they think can tie this one up, or if they'll just go for it here on 4th down.
Looks like the offense is staying out on the field, and we've seen Vaughn get the ball a lot this drive, and, you know, he's getting a little tired. You saw 2 plays in a row. It goes to somebody else. Interesting to see what they do here on 4th down and about 6 yards, yeah.
6:51 left in the half here as the Trojans line up for a 4th and 6. From the 17-yard line, Morgan under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it out to his right. He had Jones, but it just went through the hands of Jones and incomplete, and a turnover on downs. The Cougars will get the ball back.
Had his man, tough pass, tough catch right through his hands. That'll be a turnover on downs.
A little bit behind the receiver.
Just a step maybe. And, you know, when you're moving like that and throwing on the move, that's a lot of moving parts to complete a pass there. So a tough play indeed, but good stop by Munford's defense. Very resilient, withstood a lot of big runs there, and really makes Vaughn someone to watch going forward here.
And so now with 6.5 left in the first half, Munford has the opportunity to go up by 2 scores. First such opportunity from either team in this game.
Long field, though.
At the 17-yard line, Bell is in the shotgun. Now Munford will have to call a timeout. They didn't have enough men on the field. And so we'll take one with them. It's 6:27 left in the first half here at Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium. You're watching Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it just stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Gamers, you can get gig speed internet and get the advantage you've been looking for online. Just go to Ritter Communications website and sign up for internet today as Munford snaps the ball for the first play of this drive. It's Avik White with a gain of 12 and first down for the Cougars.
Another drive for Munford, another first down for White. I mean, a big run by him, and they're quick to the line.
Bell in the gun, takes the snap. He'll fake the handoff to White, keep it for himself, run out to the right. He'll get 5. Now he's got tripped up, and he's back up on his feet running, and he is down to the 40, and he will run out of bounds at about the 30. They're going to put him out at the 41, actually. They're going to say, the 36. They're going to say is where he stepped out, it seems, and it's coming back.
Oh, man. Another penalty. Like you said it best earlier, shooting themselves in the foot. We'll see what this one is.
Shot block against the Cougars, and this one comes all the way back and then some. Excellent run by Bell there, though. He got tripped up by the linebacker, able to get his feet back under him and make a huge gain.
It's not going to go down in the stat book, but it just shows again how much of a threat he is with his feet.
But we'll replay that first down. It'll be 1st and 12 now.
It's an interesting play design, wasn't it? The running back was lined up in front of the quarterback to fake that handoff there. Again.
Bell's got twins right, one to his left. He'll hand the ball off to White. White gets caught up in the backfield and brought down for a loss. And the Trojans were all over that one, Jay.
That was his first negative run by my count of the day for Avik White. And, it's tough. You run the ball for a big gain there, and Dyersburg obviously is really sniffing out the run right now, and it makes it tough that you shoot yourself in the foot with another penalty.
Getting the call from the sideline is Bell. He'll have White in the backfield.
Lined up in front of him again. We've seen this a lot tonight. It's an interesting look.
4 receivers set now. And some confusion by the receivers on where they need to be lined up. Now Hodgen and it looks like Dickerson will change places. And it's a fake handoff to Hodgen and a keeper for Bell. He'll go all the way down till he's run out of bounds at the 49-yard line of the Trojans. That was a nice fake, and that's why, now we know why they were so committed to the Jace Hodgen end around, is to sell that fake.
Setting it up, absolutely right, setting it up for later in the game, and it worked. He only had 2 tacklers to beat on that side, and they were both blocked well.
I said end around. I guess you call that a sweep.
Either way.
And it's the sweep again from Hodgen. This time he'll hand it off to him, though, and Jace Hodgen finds a hole and gets up the middle, and he is brought down close to the first down. Looks like he'll probably be a few inches short.
A lot of ball carriers getting a lot of big gains tonight, and that's what you want to see from Munford. You can give it to anybody, and they can bust it out for a gain of 10 yards.
And we've seen the maturation of Jace Hodgen this season. We're usually talking about Acarius Hodgen, and we still are.
Right.
But Jace is making his own name. Bell's got receivers left and one to the right. He'll fake the handoff, keep it for himself. Quarterback draw up the middle, and it's going to be really close to a first down. And we'll have to wait on a signal from the official. There's a Dyersburg player getting up slowly, but it looks like he'll be okay. And they will mark him short. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 1 here, probably about 2 inches.
I thought he could have busted out for a little more, but he jumped over the line and held him up just a little bit.
Bell takes the snap, hands it off to White. White goes off the left side, catches a block, and now tries to cut it back inside, but he had a man behind him, but that's good enough for the first down for the Cougars.
Quick feet by White is the thing I've noticed the most. I mean, he can make cuts in an instant because he's chopping his feet, breaking down, patient running. Really impressed by the kid tonight.
And so Bell now will take the snap out of the shotgun. Oh, he bobbled the snap, and it hit White. He's going to have to just throw it. There was a receiver in the area, but I really think he was just getting rid of it there because of the bobbled snap. If you watch here on the replay, you see he never really had much hold of it and then decided to throw it. He did have a man.
Wide
open. Dalvian Dickerson.
I think you're right, though. I think it was because of that. A heck of an effort for a bobbled snap there, too, honestly.
Bell takes the snap again. He fakes the handoff to White, keeps it for himself. Takes a little bit of a stutter step and then pushes it up for a gain of 5 down to the 25-yard line.
I'm really enjoying the versatility of Munford's option offense here. I mean, you don't know who's going to get it, but you know whoever has the football is a threat to break it out, and I've really been impressed by watching their offense on this drive particularly.
I've been really impressed with Bell's ability to read the keys
and
make the right decisions in the option.
Absolutely.
Bell with a snap here. He'll hand it off to White. White will go off the right side with a big hole. And he gets his way all the way down to the 10-yard line. First down, 1st and goal, Cougars.
Another big gain there, and Dyersburg moving back, kind of hands on their hips a little bit, just not sure. Just, when you take big plays like that one after another and you keep getting to the line quick, it makes it really tough on the defense.
Clock ticking down, 1:40 left here in the first half as the Cougars are threatening. Bell fakes the handoff to White, keeps it for himself, but he's going to be brought down near the line of scrimmage, and that was picked up by Patton for the Trojans.
And that's kind of what I was saying there. We saw it on that last drive, a couple plays in a row, and Dyersburg starts to sniff out the run a little bit. Got to do something maybe to keep them honest here if you're Munford's offensive play callers.
The enemy is the clock also, though. That keeps the clock running.
Right.
We're down to 1:09 left in the half. And the Cougars not in a huge hurry here. No. 2nd and goal from the 10. And another keeper there, and he'll get in the end zone. Jordan Bell, a little bit of a delayed quarterback run, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
Yeah, like you said, a little draw play there, really patient, and that kind of throws him off. They have to respect the pass because he does have a really good arm, but a patient play by Bell and a great run for a touchdown.
And now a 2-score lead for the Munford Cougars.
I was going to say you don't want to settle for 2 field goals when you have 1st and goal there on 2 consecutive drives, but they capitalize, and hats off to them.
Of course, they're lining up here. We'll have to wait and see if they kick or snap for the two-point conversion because they've been known to do both, but it looks like Brown will kick this one. And it's up and good. The extra point from Brown. 17-7. The Cougars out to a 10-point lead with 55 seconds left in the first half. The Cougars taking control of this one. We'll be right back with more Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
My name is Kevin Moody. Both of my kids do online gaming. They let me know when the internet's down.
I'm Bobby Valentine. I work for Ritter Communication, and I'm a technician level 2.
My services were completely out. They sent Bobby out the next day. He told me that the box was shot.
It was shot.
With a gun. And he had it fixed within a couple hours once it got there. Bobby switched out my modem for me and had me upgraded to a faster speed. And both of my kids have been singing Bobby's praises since.
Back here in Munford, the Cougars just jumped out to a 10-point lead over the Trojans nearing the end of the first half. 55 seconds left as Braxton Brown will kick it off to the Trojans, and the goal here is just to pin them deep and keep them from doing anything this half.
I just heard a stat, over 17 minutes of possession for Munford so far, and they're really controlling this football game.
Certainly been methodical and great execution on both sides of the football. Very few mistakes for this Munford team.
Few too many penalties, though.
Short kickoff's going to find the ground at the 30, but it's going to roll all the way down to the 20 in favor of the Cougars. It did go out of bounds, however, so.
Right on cue, another penalty.
Absolutely. Be a 35-yard line start for the Trojans. Not what you wanted.
Yeah, with 55 seconds, you don't want to give them any kind of short field. I don't know what their kicking game might be like, and although they had just been running the football, you know, it's one play. All they have to do is break out, and you're in some trouble here with only a minute left in this first half.
Well, we did see him decline to kick a field goal, but that field goal would have been in the 38, 40-yard range. Mm-hmm. So that's a pretty good field goal for a high school kicker. So we don't know if they have somebody, if they can get a little bit closer, that they feel like can punch it through the uprights. Hand off to the left, it's Vaughn. Vaughn makes one man miss, pushes a man down. He gets brought down after a gain of 8. And they'll get it up to the 44.
Looks like called their final timeout, too.
No, it'll be a hold against the Trojans on the play. So we'll replay first down. It'll be first down and 20 for the Trojans with 49 seconds left to go in the half.
That's a few big plays for both teams now that have been called back like that, and that's disappointing when you see those guys working so hard to make those big carries, but you never know. You never know if the penalty
and the Trojans to it. Not taking their final timeout, letting the clock run here.
Taking into halftime. I respect that.
They'll have to snap it at least this time as Morgan's under center. He'll snap it this time. The handoff will go to Patton, and Patton will get about 3 yards before he's brought down by the Munford defenders. 16 seconds left, and I think they're just going to let this one tick down and go into halftime and try to figure out this Munford offense that's possessed the ball for so long in this half. And so at halftime, the Cougars lead the Trojans 17-7. We'll be back here with Cougar football stats and halftime score updates on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app could save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. we create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33.5 years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew, because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
The Cougars lead at halftime, 17-7. Munford Cougar football on Ritter Communications. Chad Gatlin, Jay Harder here with you at Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium. It's been a good one so far, Jay, but Munford has jumped out into control in the second quarter, and you've got some stats for us.
I do. They've looked really good, and it's been led by their two breakout players. First, Alvick White has 11 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown. A huge night from him. It seems like every time he touches it, he's breaking out. And then also running the ball, Jordan Bell. He's had a pretty good night as well, 14 yards, a few more carries. He had one where the fumble, he got credit for that loss, which is tough. So not a ton of yards, 14 yards, but he does have a touchdown and a 10-yard run there at the end of the first half for a big gain. 1 for 4 passing it, though, only 6 yards. So not a great day throwing the football yet, but like we said, 101 yards from Alvick White. They haven't really needed it too much. On the other side for Dyersburg, we've been really impressed by Dontavis Vaughn tonight running the football, the senior for them, number 31, 26 yards on 8 carries, which isn't great, but Munford's defense has looked really well, and that's really the biggest bright spot for them in positive. And they haven't had the ball a ton, over 17 minutes of possession for Munford so far. So those are the stats. That's how we look in the first half, a big first half from Munford.
And that's 17 minutes of possession, huge. When you're talking about 24 minutes in an entire first half, all but 7 of it possessed by Munford. So we've got some scores from around the area to bring you here. And Southside, for you guys watching or listening over in Arkansas, Southside leads Truman 28-14 right now, and that one is at the end of the first quarter. Valley View leading Rivercrest 10-7 in the first quarter. Lausanne leads Bartlett here in Tennessee 28-0. And no report on score yet from I just got a report, actually. Westside and Hoxie has been called off due to COVID, so they are not playing tonight. Have no report on the Gosnell-Osceola game either. And Conway leads Jonesboro 14-6 right now at halftime. And so those are the scores we have. Quite a few games have been called off tonight due to COVID around the area. I heard someone saying earlier 60-some teams in the state of Tennessee not playing due to COVID outbreaks tonight. Wow. So there is a lack of football statewide, but we've got a great one here tonight. So stay with us, whether you're watching us with your Ritter Communications subscription on Tubetown, Channel 21 in Arkansas, Channel 11 here in West Tennessee, or you're listening to us on Vintage Rock 106.9 FM or 7:30 a.m. out of West Memphis. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll bring you the second half when we come back. It's Munford Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app can save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch championship wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it just stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew, because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
Halftime here at Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium. The Munford Cougars leading Dyersburg Trojans 17-7. It's been a good one so far. Thanks for joining us here on Ritter Communications Tubetown. And Jay, we've definitely enjoyed this first half. We saw some great defense in the beginning, but we saw a Munford offense methodically take over the ball and score, but keep possession.
Very different from last week, right? We saw a lot of explosive plays from Munford last week. This week, like you said, very methodical, moving the football. 3 players for Munford have stats running the football right now. So a versatile run game, only 1 pass completion, but we know Jordan Bell is capable at any time to throw the ball. Very methodical, moving the ball down the field. It's been a really exciting game, and I think Munford's lucky to be up by 10 right now, because it's been a really their defenses look good, but I think both teams have had some bright spots, and I think it's a much closer game right now than the scoreboard says it is.
It absolutely is, although you could say from Dyersburg, if you were a Dyersburg fan, you'd say from their point of view that it's a lot further away, because had they not had the kickoff return for the touchdown, Dyersburg would have nothing on the board. They've been able to get very little on offense, and now going down 2 scores right before the half, they're going to have to come out with a good plan here in the second half to stay in this one.
That's a really good point, too. You're right. It's one big play for Dyersburg is the difference in this being 17-0. So I think both ways, both teams are maybe sitting in the locker room right now like, on Munford's case, like this may be a little bit closer than we think. And on Dyersburg's case, like, look, guys, we've got a chance here. Move it a little bit forward. But I think, you see Munford wearing down the Dyersburg defense right now. Like we said, we talked about it a lot so far. Over 17 minutes of possession for Munford. And I think that's a factor in the game. We saw the defense for Dyersburg look really stout at the beginning of the game. 2 3-and-outs, one for both teams there. And so as the time of possession racks up here, you're going to see Dyersburg get a little more tired. Maybe some players go down with cramps. Maybe even some regular injuries too. So I think that's been a factor as well.
Multiple tackles for loss by that Dyersburg defense, but it seems like that once they figure out one play from the Cougars, they just choose the second option and then take it for a big gain.
Absolutely. And one play that we saw the touchdown on from Jordan Bell was that draw play. So rather than using the pass game to open up the run, it seems like they used the delay run game a little bit as a counter to their typical run game, giving the ball to Alvick White or on those sweeps like we've seen a few times.
Well, everybody knows you have to still have some sort of subscription to a live television service to get all the best college football games. Why not make it Ritter? You already have Ritter's gig speed internet at your home, I know. So you can add Ritter cable for very little extra cost and get all the live college football games you want to see on networks like ESPN and Fox Sports 1. Just go to RitterCommunications.com. Next Friday, we'll have Overton at Munford, so we'll be right back here in Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium, Munford, with a very favorable schedule this year. 8 home games, Jay, this year, only on the road twice, and one we've already done. That was at Millington for the M&M Bowl. They'll go to Brighton in a couple of weeks, but next week, Overton comes in, and Munford looking for a good one. In that one, they want to get the win because it's their first district game of the year.
And that's, you don't want to look forward right now with this halftime, but obviously, like you said, 8 home games this year. That'll be a factor going forward. It positions yourself. You have a chance to position yourself really well for postseason play, but also, it's good to develop some games on the road in terms of playing well as you get into the postseason.
Today's game is also brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com, the Chad Gatlin agency. Oh, hey, wait, that happens to be me. The best insurance agent you could have, in my humble opinion. But you can go to MemphisFarmers.com and get a quote. Farmers, great rates on auto and home, but also a great company that will cover your claims and great policy perks like accident forgiveness and declining deductibles on your home insurance, and loads more policy perks. You can give me a call, 901-235-1176, or go to MemphisFarmers.com, answer a couple of quick questions, and we'll get a quote out to you. We're going to step aside and then come back for the second half as the teams come out on the field here in Munford. The Cougars leading the Trojans 17-7. Munford football on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmers Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app can save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet. and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch championship wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications, Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Getting ready for the kickoff in the second half of Munford versus Dyersburg here in Munford, Tennessee. Chad Gallen, Jay Harder on the call. And Jay, great first half as we talked about during the halftime break. But now we're getting ready for the second half. And just scoring at the end of the first half was huge for the Cougars because they get the ball back to start the second half as they deferred at the coin toss.
Tell you what, if you like running football, this has been a great game to watch. I've had a really good time, and I think that we're set for a really good second half here going forward.
Self will kick off. Hodgen and Cameron G are both back to receive. It'll go to a G. He'll catch it, and he will get it all the way up and just turned on the Jets and got it all the way up to the 32, fielded it at about the 5. And there is a flag on the play, however, so we will have to see what that is. It's in the area of a block in the back or a hold.
How many times have we had that today? A really big play has come back with a flag late in the proceedings.
A lot, and that was a great return there. And the head referee will give us the call here. It's a personal foul call against Munford. He does not indicate what the personal foul was for, but you would think it would be a face mask or something in that since it was in the course of play. They'll spot the ball, however, at the 16-yard line.
You'll remember, though, the last drive started on the 20 for Munford they scored on.
And so it must have been after the whistle because, well, now they're moving the sticks. Hold on. Let's start this one over. That's what they're saying.
Oh, coach is all the way on the on the field.
They didn't move the sticks, and so it looked like it was assessed after the play was over, but it was not.
He's at the hash mark.
And so now the sticks have moved to where the line of scrimmage is. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. as we get this straightened out, and Dyersburg taking advantage of it and just taking it as a full timeout, huddled over on their sideline.
It seems like they're letting the Munford coach, it seems like they're letting him kind of voice his frustrations a little bit here. Understandably so. It's a weird sequence of events that just happened there.
Well, he just wanted to make sure that he wasn't in a 1st and 25 situation.
Yeah, Coach Calhoun was not happy. Whenever you get all the way in the hash mark, you know the coach is unhappy. Still got to hold up here for something. And I was going to say after that last play before it was a penalty there, we've seen the return game of both teams have some explosive plays, obviously a touchdown for Dyersburg, but that's a few returns now for Munford that they've gotten a lot of good yardage out of.
Absolutely, as it looks like we'll finally get underway here as the head referee blows the whistle and Bell will take the snap. He'll hand it off. It's White, and White gets no room. He'll get about a half yard. Be 2nd and 10 Cougars.
Saw the hole close up just as he got there to it, but there was one for a split second. Just really good defense swarming the football there by Dyersburg.
Two receivers right for Bell. Hand off to White. No, it's a keeper for Bell. He'll take it up the middle, and he is shoestring tackled by Lamarian Briggs. Good gain, and it's close to a first down for Munford. We'll have to see where the spot is. Looks like about a yard short, they'll say. No, they're moving the sticks now, yeah.
But we're at the line. They're not set yet.
And again, we'll have to pause. They're going to call false start on Munford, which I got to say, Jay, the sticks were still moving on that one. I don't see how you can get a false start.
What a wild play.
So 1st and 15 now. No, I believe it's 1st and 15. The down marker says 2nd.
You're right. It's incorrect.
It has been a confusing game. Hand off to White. He'll go off the right side. He'll gain about 6 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 9 for Munford.
So get that yardage back. Now it's 2nd down. Some really good running plays. The option has looked really good. You mentioned it earlier, how late Bell's pulling the ball out. That's really good patience from a sophomore quarterback to be able to have that kind of patience running the option. It's tough to run.
Not a great stretch for the officials here, though.
No, not
to start this second half.
Absolutely not.
Icarus Hodgin in motion. He'll take it on the handoff, sweep around to the right side, and he'll gain about 5 yards.
Another flag.
Another flag on the play. It's in the backfield in the area of holding. Just not a great sequence for Munford here. It is a holding call, so a 10-yard penalty from the spot will make it a 3rd and long here. 2nd and long.
Another big play called back again, like we saw in the kick return there. That was the 4th player for Munford that we've seen involved in the run game. So very versatile, but unless you quit shooting yourself in the foot, it's not going to amount to anything.
So now 2nd and 17 as they hand it off right off the left side for a gain of a few. It's White on the carry. Only able to get 4 out of that one, and it'll bring up 3rd and 14 for the Cougars.
Only one completion on the pass today for Munford, and on 3rd and long here, you got to imagine they're going to try it again.
2 receivers right, 1 left for Bell. He'll take the snap. He'll fake the handoff to White. Now he'll have to run it himself. Steps up in the pocket, makes a man miss, but still brought down at the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 4th and 10.
Tough play there. And, you know, it's tough to see what he saw. He only had 2 receivers out there, and they were well covered, it looked like. But I would have loved to see him be a little more patient.
The ball did come loose, and Dyersburg thought that they had a recovered fumble, but Bell was down before the ball came out. And so this will be a 4th down, and we'll see Bencernelia punt for the Cougars.
Don't forget the 1 touchdown we've seen from Dyersburg today came in the return game, so look for an explosive play here.
And apologies to Bencernelia for mispronouncing his name for the last 2 years. But Bencernelia is how that is pronounced. And he will punt this one away. He gets it away. It's a low kick, but it goes a good bit of distance. Gets across midfield. 45-yard line is where the Trojans will start their next possession.
player to watch that we saw make some big plays in the first half, Dontavis Vaughn here. He had a good first half. He got going there in the second quarter. I'm really looking forward to see him run the ball more here in the second half.
Trojans down by 10, 8:45 left to go in the third quarter.
Oh, that didn't go quite as far as I thought it did. It's on the other side of the field.
They changed where the line judge marked it. And so now they're going to say it was on the 47-yard line of the Cougars that it went out, 48-yard line. And now Dyersburg gets a little bit of a present here. And off goes to Vaughn. Vaughn around the left. He is wrapped up after a gain of only 2. And now there is a flag for a late hit there. Too much activity after going out of bounds. That'll be against Hunter Perry. And you've got to know just to it seems like his momentum was carrying him more than anything.
Got to let up, though.
But you got to let up. If he'd have thrown his hands in the air, it could have saved him.
Right. But again, you don't want to take penalties again or taking away all the plays we want to talk about. But another really hard run there from Vaughn. He's doing everything he can for him. I mean, honestly, running hard, breaking tackles.
Absolutely. And so now, while the officials talk about it, Dyersburg gets a chance to make their next plan, and they'll mark off a 15-yard penalty personal foul for the late hit out of bounds against the Cougars. And now great field position for the Trojans.
That's one thing we talked about at halftime about maybe Munford might feel a little bit fortunate to be up 10 penalty yards. They have had a ton this game on both offense and defense, and to start this first half has been really difficult for them.
1st and 10 from the 35 for the Trojans. Morgan hands it off straight up the middle, and it is a powerful run. 9-yard gain on that one.
We saw Harris come onto the field earlier. He's a big back for them, plays fullback for him. That was a powerful run there.
Just ran over men on his way. 2nd and 1 now. Morgan will hand it off again, straight up the middle again for Harris, and he'll get another 9 yards out of that one.
Darius Harris, a big back, tough for Munford to bring down. A 9-yard gain, followed by, 6 or 7 yards there. 2 powerful runs for big yardage. That's really the first positive yards we've seen from anybody but Vaughn tonight for Dyersburg, I believe.
So 1st and 10 from the 19 in the red zone for the Trojans. Second time in the red zone tonight, came away with nothing the first time. Morgan fakes the handoff. Now he'll throw it out in the flat for Vaughn, and it's over the hands of Vaughn, incomplete.
Little high, well covered though. Well covered. It looked like it was number 22, Cahias Ethan on the defensive coverage there. And but you never know. Vaughn gets the ball in open field. He can break some tackles.
Just a flat out route there, but well covered by the Munford defender. And so 2nd and 10 now from the 19 for the Trojans. 7 minutes, 9 seconds left in the third quarter. Morgan's got 2 backs in the backfield. He'll hand it off to Vaughn. Vaughn goes off the left side, takes a man heads up, and then goes ahead and runs it for some extra yards. It's very close to the first down. Looks like he was pushed out at the 10-yard line, going to be about a yard shy, and I don't know. He might have gotten across the line there.
I thought he did as well. Now, Vaughn is a powerful runner, isn't he? I mean, he just gets the ball, and he ran over a player there. I mean, I like watching the young man run.
Knocked a helmet off of a player on that play, and it was Akarius Hodgen. He'll have to come off the field for a play after losing his helmet. And that's an opportunity for the Trojans because Hodgen is one of the best players in the secondary for this Cougar team. They'll line up with 1 wide out. They'll decide to hand it off to Harris. Harris will carry it and just bulldoze his way down to the 2-yard line.
Another big gain, another big run there, and you see him starting to churn a little bit more. Like you said, Hodgen being out is a big factor there, but these 2 young men, Vaughn and Harris, are really running the ball well here to start this second half.
Substitution by Munford.
6:27 to play, third quarter of this ball game.
Cale Driscoll comes off. Hodgin back on. First and goal, Trojans. And it's just a quarterback sneak. He tries to get in. No signal yet. He does not get it in. He gets it down to the – well, they gave it to him. No signal from the ref on that at all on the line. But he did get a touchdown. So, touchdown Trojans. It's now 17-13 Cougar lead. Extra point pending as Leif Morgan sneaks that one in for the touchdown. Extra point is up and good, and a strong leg there. I don't know why they didn't let him kick earlier. That was Grant Self, and so now it's a three-point game, 17-14. Cougars still leading in this one after the Dyersburg score. We'll be right back with more Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
A drive filled with runs got Dyersburg into the end zone, and it was a quarterback sneak that capped that one off from Leif Morgan for 1 yard for the touchdown. Now we have a three-point game as the Trojans look to kick it off.
A lot of big plays there from Dyersburg. Their best drive of the game by far. Low one.
Oh, a low kick. I think it came off his foot wrong. Fielded on the bounce by Jace Hodgin. Jace Hodgin gets tripped up, and so he'll take it for about 10 to 12 yards there out to the 25 for the Cougars. That's where they'll start the next drive.
That last drive for Dyersburg, like you just said, a lot of runs. Only took 2.5 minutes off the clock, but you made a good point. A lot of stoppages, a lot of stalls, and it was abetted by 2 penalties from Munford that helped them on that drive. But still, either way, the best drive of the game for Dyersburg. They got to be pleased right now to start the second half with a good drive like that.
6 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in this third quarter as Bell lines up. Got 3 receivers right. It'll be a handoff up the middle that'll go nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
He hadn't had a lot of runs for no gain tonight. You know, they've been in the backfield a few times, but most of the time he gets the ball, he's finding some space. So maybe Dyersburg defense is clamped up a little bit. That was the longest stretch of time I feel like they've been off the field all game with the best offensive drive for their offense.
2nd and 10, same formation. Play blown dead at the snap. It's going to be a false start.
Penalties.
And another false start will set the Cougars back another 5 yards.
We didn't see this kind of undisciplined play in the first half from them.
We saw some penalties, but nothing like this.
Nothing like this.
This has been very discombobulated. I feel like as much as the referees have been discombobulated, so has the Munford offense. And so have I. Thinking I was looking at Millington a minute ago there, so I guess we're all just a little confused.
Early in the season.
All right, handoff to White now. He'll try the right side on the counter, and he will gain about 4 yards. Still going to be 3rd and 11 here for the Cougars.
Gained 4 yards with 9 Dyersburg players in the box there to start that play. So any amount of gain is a good gain there. That's really tough to get some room to run.
3 receivers right. White's in the backfield. Bell will take the snap. He'll fake the handoff to White, roll out to his right, looking for a man. He finds Bohannon, and it's off the fingertips of Bohannon and incomplete. 4th down, excellent coverage there.
Really good coverage there. Not a bad throw, maybe a little bit high, but a chance to make a good catch, good coverage there by Dyersburg's defense.
Lamarian Briggs and Camarius Quinn both in the area on that one. And so Cernelia will punt this one away for the Cougars. Preparing for the punt. Cernelia fields it cleanly and gets the kick away. It's high but short. It'll come down and rest at near midfield. It'll take a little bit of a bounce out of bounds. We'll see where the referee spots the ball. And the official has it down at the 49 of the Cougars. So once again, the Trojans start in Cougar territory. Last time they started a drive in Cougar territory, they went in for the touchdown.
Tough. We don't want to give them good field position like that if you're Munford.
Dyersburg player down on the field. It's Zach Sintel down with what looks like cramps. We will step away we'll just keep it right here because he's getting up, and we know how quickly these teams like to move to the line.
You're absolutely right. When they're running the ball like this as often as they are, it probably benefits you to be quick to the line. But hopefully just cramps, like you said, on that play, and that player will be back out here pretty soon.
And so now Leif Morgan coming off that quarterback sneak for the touchdown. We'll take the helm of this offense again. Harris and Vaughn in the backfield. Man goes in motion. It's a handoff to Harris on the fullback give straight up the middle. Powerful run, dragging defenders with him. 7 yards on the game.
It almost makes you wonder why he didn't get the ball in the first half at all. He didn't get a carry, register a carry till the second half, but Darius Harris made churning it here in the second half.
Carried Hunter Perry piggyback for 2 yards, it seemed like. This handoff's to Vaughn. He goes off the left side, and he'll get enough for the first down. Ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line.
I was going to say before this drive, Munford's defense was not off the field for very long. Look for that to be a factor here on this drive as they continue to run the ball effectively. Oh, it came up just short. Third down, it looks like. It looked like the official on this side of the field gave it a better spot.
It looks to me like where the ball is sitting.
I agree.
It is over the line.
I agree. And we got a pretty good angle here to see that.
Absolutely. It's pretty much right in front of us. But they're going to call it 3rd and 1, and it's just going to be a sneak. And the defense was in no way ready for that as Morgan pushes that sneak ahead for 10 yards.
I was going to say on the touchdown from Morgan, he went untouched to the back of the end zone. They just get it and go quick.
That was designed to fall forward, and he just kept moving his legs. And the defense was in no way ready.
Churning forward right there.
10-yard carry there
on a
by
sneak.
Morgan, on a quarterback sneak. Video game stuff right there. Morgan takes the snap. This time he'll hand it off on the left side. It's Vaughn, on the carry. And he will get about 5 yards.
Seen a much better push from the front of Dyersburg here in the second half than they were getting in the first half. We saw Munford in the backfield quite a bit in the first half, and it's just not happening here in the second half. They're getting the ball and they're getting upfield quick.
In the first half, we saw the Munford defensive line out-physical the Dyersburg offensive line. Now it's the exact opposite here in the second half. The Munford D-line getting manhandled by this Dyersburg O-line. 2:22 left to go in the third quarter. Morgan will get a man in motion. It's Jones. Take the snap and straight up the middle again for a gain of about 2. That'll bring up third down.
I'm getting discombobulated. I lost track of the football there for a minute. All the men in motion. If I'm getting confused, I can only imagine down on the field if you're on Munford's defense. It's hard to track that football with all those guys moving around.
Absolutely. And so third down and 2 now from the 20. Officially in the red zone again for the Trojans. 1 for 2 tonight in the red zone as the Trojans hand it off of the right side. It's Vaughn, and no, it's a new running back. Cecil, not a new running back. We haven't seen Cecil since the first half.
And much like we were talking about Munford's running game being versatile.
They're going to mark him short, and they're going to say it's 4th and 1.
Much like we were saying, Munford's running game is versatile as Cecil goes off the field there. Dyersburg's run game is versatile. They've had, I think, 4 guys carry the ball now to this point, or 5 guys actually carry the ball now to this point, and we've seen this half, Darius Harris and Vaughn running it effectively. So definitely more yardage offensively.
I'm looking at where the line judge is standing and where the ball is spotted and where the sticks are, and it looks like it's a first down again.
Oh, man.
Another quarterback. So, and he breaks free and goes in, and did he get in? I don't see a signal, and it is not in. He'll be brought down at the 1-yard line, but another quarterback sneak turned into a huge run by Leif Morgan.
Untouched past the line of scrimmage. Remarkable on a quarterback sneak. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before, and that's 3 times we've seen it in this game.
1st and goal from the 1.
Dyersburg's coaching staff, the play caller's eyes have been opened to the quarterback sneak's effectiveness.
I say they do it again here, most likely. No, they're going to hand it off to Harris, and Harris plows into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans, and they'll take the lead now, Jay.
Truly fitting that it goes to Harris, though, honestly. I mean, he worked hard that entire series, the last 2 series, really, and good for Harris to get a touchdown there.
With 16 seconds left in the third quarter, the Trojans have taken the lead. It's 20-17 now. Pending the extra point, they could go up by 4, and it's up and good, and they do. And so now a field goal won't do. Munford will have to have a touchdown to get the lead back in this one as the Trojans jump out in front. 21-17, you're watching Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app can save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Fourth and 1. Back here in Munford as the Trojans now lead the Cougars 21-17. 16.6 seconds left in the third quarter. It was a series of quarterback sneaks by Leif Morgan that put the Trojans in control. Kickoff is a line drive fielded by Jace Hodgen, and he'll run it back to the middle of the field. He'll spin off of a tackler, make a miss, and then be finally brought down at the 32-yard line. Nice return there by Jace Hodgen.
Almost broke away there. I was going to say the difference in those last 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, the first 2 offensive touchdowns of the game for Dyersburg, and they both started on the opponent's side of the 50-yard line, and that's key. It's a game of field position. You cannot let your opponent get field position like that, especially when they're running the ball as effectively as Dyersburg is.
So with the clock stopped, we'll get 1 play here in the third quarter. 5 seconds left. And looks like we may see Jeremiah Davis line up as the slot receiver in this one. He'll go in motion, and the play is blown dead.
Another one.
For another false start by Munford. Not a lot of discipline in the second half for the Munford O-line.
What do you think it is? You think it's the motion that's getting him out of whack? It has to be, because all the plays, it hasn't been on just a regular snap.
It's hard to say. They've run the motion in the first half and not had the problem.
You're right.
I don't know if just the quick succession by Dyersburg has got the defense anxious. Got the offense anxious, rather.
Again, that was the running back.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And this is no good to start. We started out with 6.4 seconds, I believe it was. We're down to 4.8 seconds left in the third quarter, and 2 penalties put Munford at a 1st and 20.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a play in motion here. I could be wrong there. Yeah, no motion there.
Shotgun, it's a handoff to Alvik White on the draw. He'll get about 2 before he's brought down by Dyersburg. That'll bring the third quarter to an end. Dyersburg ahead in this one. Munford trying to overcome some mistakes. It's 21-17 Trojans. You're watching Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Back here in Munford to start the fourth quarter. It's a tight one. Trojans leading by 4. They just took the lead one drive ago, 21-17 off the quarterback sneak of Leif Morgan. Cougars have the football right now, but they're way back at 2nd and 18 as they turn around to go the other way after a couple of false start penalties. It's been a problem this entire second half. Snap to Bell. Bell will keep it himself. Run over to the left. Hop over one tackler. Try to stay up, but eventually get brought down at the 38-yard line.
Well, when you shoot yourself in the foot like they did on those first 2 plays of this drive, or with 2 penalties to start this drive, it brings up a 3rd and long, and it's still 3rd and 10 yards to go, even though 2 positive plays there from Munford.
Absolutely still an uphill battle, and so now they got to look to make up and get a first down here.
Oh, another penalty.
And another penalty. And now, I didn't see the signal for that one, but it must have been a false start. Oh, they marched off 10 yards.
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's 2nd and long. You get the down back at least.
2nd and 18. I guess it was a hold on that last play. They handed off to Avik White. I never saw the head official give a signal, but I guess it was holding on the last play, and we've got another flag.
Come on. Oh, and that one's personal foul on the defense there. So going the other way this time, finally.
And
first of the half.
First down for the Cougars, so bailed them out of a lot of mistakes here with an automatic first down and a 15-yard penalty.
That's huge. I wanted to say for Dyersburg in that 3rd quarter, 90 total yards gained. The best quarter they've had all game, finally getting the offense to work a little bit. We're set for a close one here down the stretch.
Absolutely. We're going to need another roll of quarters for all the laundry.
So they have marked 3rd down over there.
It was a personal foul call, so I don't quite understand. Bell will keep it. He'll make a man miss. He'll make another man miss. Bell's still on his feet, and now he is wrapped up, still trying to make it go, and then gets the spear as Jones comes in to help Jalen Jackson bring him down.
Really big hit. Trying to make something out of nothing there on 3rd down. Understandable there, but it looks like they're going to keep the offense. Now the punt team comes on the field here.
Big effort from Bell, but too much ground to overcome, and they signal for a personal foul, but they must have picked up the flag against the Trojans there because they only ended up getting 5 yards out of that one.
Honestly, on 4th down here, this is a really big punt when you've let the opponent start the last 2 drives on your side of the 50. This is a big punt to pin them deep.
Cernelia, low punt.
Go.
With a good forward roll, taking a big-time Munford bounce down to the 18-yard line. Great punt by Cernelia.
Really good distance, like we just said, pin them deep, and that makes a lot longer they have to go. And when both teams are running the ball, 80 yards becomes a lot longer than it would be otherwise.
48-yard punt for Cernelia. We have seen him punt one nearly 70 this year. A little bit of wind behind him.
He does have a good boot, I've noticed. But, we've seen some short ones, some high ones early in this game, so it's good he finally got one there and prevented a return.
Trojans back on offense, 10:22 left to go in the game. Up by 4. And they're going to look to do more of the same with Harris and Vaughn, you've got to imagine.
Both of those backs in there as well.
This toss goes out to Vaughn over to the right. Vaughn's got a lot of room, gets all the way to the secondary, runs over Jace Hodgen on his way out of bounds.
It almost looks like the 2 teams changed uniforms at halftime, does it not?
It really does. That's the perfect way to put it.
I mean, because what Munford was doing effectively in the first half, Dyersburg is now doing, and vice versa.
I've got to think some of it is all these penalties that Munford has brought upon themselves, getting you know, getting Dyersburg more confidence, but also throwing off the timing of Munford.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. It's hard to score when you're shooting yourself in the foot with penalties.
2nd and 3 for Dyersburg now, as they'll just go with the quarterback sneak. Why not? Because he's going to get another 7-8 yards out of it. He's still going. Now finally brought down. They cannot bring Leif Morgan down.
Got to be a hold, I would guess. I can't imagine what else it would be in that pile there. Or pushing the quarterback in the back or something like that.
We'll wait and see. We're waiting on the ref. Now we get the call. They're going to call a personal foul, face mask against Munford, and that is just not what this Cougar team needed.
Not at all. Not at all. So an 8-yard run, and then you tack on however much to the end of it. I mean, you cannot keep shooting yourself in the foot like that.
So 9:20 left to go in the game. And Dyersburg on the march due
I might have the
large part to the penalty.
I might have the count wrong in the second half. I believe it's 7 penalties in the second half against Munford.
I would say at least. It's a toss right, but
Finally.
Harris is met in the backfield now. And the ball comes loose. The ball comes loose. The Cougars say they have it. And the official, no signal, waiting. And it looks like the Trojans will retain possession. But the good news is he won't get any forward progress because of losing the ball, so they'll lose a lot more yardage.
That's really big.
On that play.
That's really big. The ball came loose there because, I mean, he was hit 5 yards. Great tackling right there. Way to pop the ball free, and if you don't get it, best case scenario right here.
Absolutely. So now it will be 2nd and 26. As the Trojans are way back in their own territory.
A loss of 16 yards on the play. You don't see that every day on a run play.
Nice strip to get that ball loose from Harris. Or Vaughn, excuse me. Now they hand it off to Harris, and the big man is trucking, and he's broken free. And he will get chased down by Acarius Hodgin, but not before a huge gain. That'll be a 45-yard gain, but there is a flag at the 45-yard line of the Cougars.
I think I saw it. I think it's against the Trojans. It looked like a block in the back.
And it looks like the signal from the head referee, we got Jace Hodgin hurt here on the field. He's hobbling off. He'll get attended to on the side. The call on the field was an illegal block in the back, I believe. So they did gain some on that, the Trojans did. It's 2nd and 15 now. They gain
10 yards. You know, I wonder if Munford's defense may be a little too aggressive right now, and that's why they're seeing these big holes.
And now a handoff goes, and it is run and broken free and tripped up and all the way down to the 9-yard line is Kewan Watkins for the Trojans, and another huge run.
Big run there. Oh, another player down for Munford.
And this is Acarius Hodgin. Both the Hodgins now injured for the Cougars, and Acarius looks like he's in a ton of pain. We'll stick with it because it looks like it may be a cramp, and they're just going to stretch him out.
That's good to see.
It may take a second, so we'll take a break here. Dyersburg leads Munford 21-17. You're watching Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Back here in Munford, the Trojans on the move and threatening in the red zone. Big run just a moment ago, and now the handoff goes to Vaughn. He'll go off the right side, and then he decides to kick it out, which was not great because he had a hole.
He did.
And they'll be able to stop him after about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, I saw what you saw there. It looked like he had a hole to bust it back inside, and he decided to bounce out, and it only resulted in a 2-yard gain there as they're quick to the line here again.
Couldn't ask for much more out of Vaughn, though, this game.
No, you can't. Absolutely not.
Handoff this time will go to Harris. He just plows up the middle. He'll get taken down at about the 1-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and goal, Trojans.
Excuse me, that's 4 players we've seen carry the ball for over 5-yard gains here. You've had Vaughn, you've had Harris, you've had the quarterback Morgan, and you've had Cecil on that big 45-yard run.
And a timeout now called by Munford. We'll take a timeout as well. They want to talk it over on this 3rd and short for a goal. We'll be right back on Ritter Communications.
Go on, girl. Go on and get help. That's it, girl.
Smart dog. With Farmer's Crash Assist, our Signal app can tell when you've been in a crash and can send help if you want it. Also, our Signal app can save you up to 15% on your auto insurance.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmer's Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Six minutes remain in the 4th quarter as the Cougars trail the Trojans 21-17. And the Trojans have the ball 3rd and 1 from the 1 for goal. And if they don't get it here, what do they do, Jay? Do they kick the field goal?
You want points here. That would make it, 7? You got to kick the field goal. Well, you can put it away with a touchdown. It's hard to say. It depends on how much you trust your kicker, but that kid seems like he's got a boot.
And the quarterback sneak that everybody saw coming as he plows into the end zone for the touchdown. Another rushing touchdown for the quarterback, Lath Morgan, and the Trojans, and they will extend their lead. And it's now 27-17, and pending the extra point, it'll put the Cougars 2 touchdowns behind.
So 6 minutes left. That was a long drive, the longest drive of the game by Dyersburg by far, a 4-minute drive, 4.5-minute drive there. So much better offensive performance by them in the second half. Oh, low.
Oh, and a bobbled snap will lead to the holder having to pick it up and try to carry it in, and he won't get there. Munford all over that one, and now a touchdown and a field goal is what separates. That's a huge play on an extra point for Munford, Jay.
Really big there, really big. Now, it's still 2 scores, but it's a big difference in a touchdown and a field goal than 2 touchdowns there.
Especially when you have Braxton Brown as your kicker and you know that he can put one through from distance.
Mm-hmm. But you've had success against this Dyersburg defense tonight. I want to see him get a little more something going here. Stop getting a lot of penalties. Stop shooting yourself in the foot, because they've had positive drives, but when it's 1st and 30, positive plays don't always get you a first down.
6 minutes left and 2 possessions needed, however, in the game. So they're going to have to try to score quick to get somewhat of a 2-for-1.
Yeah, seriously. And they've already burned their onside kick early in this game too, so Dyersburg's definitely going to be more aware of it going forward.
Grant Self going to kick it off for the Trojans.
We've seen 2 touchdowns from pinned inside 20 yards from the Cougars tonight. So while you want better field position, deep field position doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get a touchdown.
And the kickoff goes line drive, but deep. And it will go all the way into the end zone as Hunter Gill will just watch it bounce there, and that'll allow the Cougars to start on the 25-yard line.
I'm going to say it again because I want to emphasize it so much. No penalties this drive for Munford. No holding, no false start. Let's have good, positive plays and churn away some yards, get some first downs to get this offense moving.
Excuse me, the 20-yard line. I thought the rule had changed for high school football, but it has not. So touchback brings the ball to the 20-yard line. And now Bell's got some work to do. White in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He fakes the handoff to White, keeps it himself. Bounces it to the outside, then gets brought down from behind. That is Alex Gates on the tackle there for the Trojans, but not before a gain of 6 by Bell. Quickly back to the line.
That one scares you a little bit, having that ball getting tackled from behind. Hopefully not a fumble when that situation arises.
3 receivers set. White on the right. High snap handled by Bell. It's going to be a quarterback run. He goes out to the right. He's got a blocker, and he's going to get it all the way out to midfield before he is brought down by Meshach Jones. And Jones needs to be careful there. That could have been flagged for a late hit. As you watch here, and no, he was still in the field of play. So good no call by the referee, but very close.
What's this spot? Is that right?
It's close.
It's close? Okay. It looked like it's a little more by my eye, but I could be wrong.
Falling out of bounds is where the ball crosses in the air, and it's kind of a hard call to make. Hand off to White, straight up the middle. White finds a little bit of room. Now he's stopped by the linebacker as he gets about 4 yards on the carry.
Now we're churning a little bit. Now we're putting some pressure on the defense, and when you get Dyersburg on their heels tonight, that's when Munford's had success.
Centel grabs the stop there. Now he'll come out and guard the slot receiver as the handoff goes to White again off the right side, off tackle, and he's got some running room, and he gets it all the way out to the 29-yard line. About a 13-yard gain by White. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds before that and put him at around the 30, 1st and 10. Cougars are on the move. Bell with the snap. It's a keeper. He's going to go to the right. Makes one man miss the backfield. Face mask in the backfield. No flag. And he is brought down for a 1-yard loss.
That could have been flagged after the play there. We're lucky that one didn't result in a penalty. A little late pushing and shoving after that play.
A late push and shove, but in Bell's defense, he got face masked very blatantly and no flag.
Agreed.
That is an unbelievable miss by a line judge who was right there. Bell will snap the ball on 2nd down, grab the snap. He'll throw the ball out on the quick screen. It'll go to Jeremiah Davis. Davis will get about 3 yards on the reception.
Got to credit Alvick White there for a great block off the linebacker coming off the edge there. Good blindside hit was waiting to happen, and Alvick White put himself on the line to prevent that from happening.
One of the great characteristics of a good running back is being able to block for your quarterback, especially on those screens. 3rd and 7, Bell fakes the handoff. He keeps it for himself, runs out to his right, stiff arms, and gets the throw away. It is caught, and it is a 1st down. Cougars, great catch there by Dalvian Dickerson to keep the drive alive for Munford.
Only the 2nd and 3rd completions of the game for Munford, but 2 beautiful passes there, and it results in another Munford 1st down.
And a nice stiff arm against Leif Morgan, the quarterback of the other side, storming in on the blitz, but stiff arm by Bell. And now Cougars have a 1st and 10. It'll be the Trojans that want to take a timeout and talk about it. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back. This one's getting exciting, folks. 3:31 left in the 4th quarter. It's Munford trailing the Trojans 27-17 on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Out of the timeout, Bell takes the snap, he drops it, and he has to just fall on it. And that's going to bring him back for a loss of 5. Not the way the Cougars wanted to start the drive. Good timeout by the Trojans, though.
First negative play of the drive for the Cougars, so that's a tough one. But you know, still momentum, no penalties, so a lot of positives still going for them.
2nd and 15, Bell back to pass. Makes a man miss again. Now he's going to run, calling for a block. He's directing traffic. He gets it all the way to the first down. And now it's going to be 1st and goal Cougars thanks to the running skills of Jordan Bell.
A mean block, a hard hit there, created some space for him. Great broken tackle about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage there.
That was Leif Morgan in the backfield again for the Trojans, and again, Bell makes him miss, holds him off. Bell proving what an athletic specimen he is tonight.
So inside the 5-yard line with under 3 minutes to go here, this is coming down to it.
2:40 on the clock. Munford, 1st and goal from the 4. Bell in the gun, gets the call from the sideline. He's got 3 receivers right. Avik White's in the backfield. White's going to move over to his right. It's going to be a design quarterback run and into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
Did the ball come free there late?
Bell with the keeper. If he crossed the plane, it won't matter. And the signal goes up. Touchdown, Munford. And after the extra point, this could be a 3-point game. And how big is the bobbled hold now?
That's really big. And I'll tell you what else is big is 3 timeouts still on the board, it looks like, for Munford. That's really big. Gives you some versatility. You can do a few different things here on this kickoff depending on how you're feeling about your defense.
Brown will have a chance to kick it here and put it within a field goal's reach.
That's one we're not even thinking about going for 2, I would imagine.
Yeah. Driscoll to hold. Extra point up and good, and it's a 3-point game here in Munford. This has been a fantastic game so far, and it's not over yet. 2:18 left in the game. The Trojans lead 27-24. They had a chance to go up by 4 on an extra point. The hold was mishandled, and that's what made it a 10-point game. The Cougars march it down, make it a 3-point game behind the legs of Jordan Bell. And here we are. You've got to expect an onside kick here.
I would think so, but again, they do have 3 timeouts left. I mean, you can't kick it away, obviously. You need the football, but it's not over if they don't get the ball, I think is what I'm trying to say here. And I don't hate the strategy. Obviously, I think you probably are right. They're going to go for an onside kick, but I really don't hate the strategy of trying to pin them deep, trust your defense with 3 timeouts. But that's a lot of trust you put in your defense if you do that. But the only 2 touchdowns we've seen from Dyersburg in this half have been on this side of the 50, so that's also a factor, but I'm not sure you can worry about it with 2:18 left in the game.
Brown placed the ball in front of the tee, so they are definitely going to kick the onside kick here unless he's just going to go for a squib to try to prevent a return.
Also not a terrible play. Let's see here.
The onside kick comes, and it is a
good
one. Oh, and Munford has recovered. Munford has recovered. They got the onside kick. Aubrey Durham on top of the ball. They let it go just far enough, and the Cougars are in this game.
Looked like number 2, Hunter Gill, the senior, lays out with a huge block to create space and get that recovery. What a play by the young fella.
And here we are, the best game of the season so far by a mile. 2:14 left. Cougars trail by 3. They've got the ball after an onside kick on the Trojan side of the field at the 49. Jordan Bell marched them down last time for a touchdown. Can he get it down this time for another score to win? Or will we have to see Braxton Brown try to tie it up and send it into overtime?
Another point of emphasis for this drive, no penalties. We have to play disciplined football here, not shoot ourselves in the foot, and we've done that tonight. Munford has had huge gains, explosive plays, and that's going to be the key here with 2:14 left.
The Cougars fans are excited. Rightfully so.
Little play flip here.
It's getting loud. Bell in the backfield.
Oh, no.
Plays blown dead. It's going to be a false start on the Cougars.
Now, I don't remember last drive in particular a whole lot of men in motion. And on that play, I saw a lot of men in motion. And, you know, not to say that's the reason why there's been a lot of penalties tonight, but, it's just something I'm noticing. I'm not saying. I'm just looking at it.
So now back on their side of the field, the Cougars 1st and 15. Fakes the handoff. Bell rolls left, now rolls right.
Oh, no.
Throws it deep. He's got a man. And, not caught. And honestly, Dalvian Dickerson really playing a little bit of defense there too. The ball was not well placed. Dickerson able to get his hands on it.
You said it right there. Almost a defensive play there by Dickerson to try and come in there and prevent that, and really almost made a heck of a catch. Tough play there. Way to escape pressure and a tough throw.
About a 50-yard throw in the air, though, from Bell. So you see the arm strength. 2nd and 15 now for the Cougars. Bell will run it this time to the left. He stutter steps. Now he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. There is a flag in the backfield, however. We'll have to see who this goes against. It's in the area of holding, but at the time it came out, it's hard to say. It is a holding call against Munford, so it will be a 10-yard penalty. And just
the key to the drive. We said it before the drive.
Making it harder on themselves in a drive that they need to come back. Under 2 minutes now to go in the game. 1:58. 2nd and forever.
But only 2nd, which is a positive. If we're going to take positives. Got a lot of plays to go. Roll out.
Roll out to the right. He's looking for a man. He finds a man. Oh, and it goes through the fingers of Bohannon. Just a little outside the lines, but Bohannon just couldn't put his hands on it and get it in.
That was a great pass, so I got to give Bell credit. That was a dime. I mean, really good pass right where it needed to be. Tough catch there, and haven't thrown the ball a lot tonight, so can't blame the receiver Dickerson too much on that one, but a really good throw by Bell. That was impressive.
Oh, it was a bullet right outside where got the receiver off of the defender. Well thrown ball.
I think it's interesting, though, some of those receivers weren't pass catchers there. They were almost set up to block. Really only 2 receivers on this side of the field set up to catch that football. Interesting play design.
3rd and 28. Timeout now. The Trojans want to talk about what they're going to do on this 3rd down. You got to think, Jay, that they're going to think it's 4-down territory as the Cougars and maybe not try to get it all in one play.
I think you're absolutely right. I don't think it's a terrible idea to maybe think about running the ball with one of those draw plays that you've seen successful on offense here. And 3rd and long here, maybe you can sneak away some yards, make it 4th and more manageable going forward because, like you said, 2 plays to go here to get a 1st down.
We've seen the quarterback delay run work.
We had for a touchdown, I believe.
So Munford will get a chance to design a play. Dyersburg wants to make sure all of their guys are in the right position to try to stop this one. They know it's 4-down territory. The Cougars know it's 4-down territory. 1:51 left to go in the game. Cougars trail by 3. They got to get yards. Penalties have been killing them on this drive.
Seriously.
After a great recovered onside kick.
Whole half, really.
Bell takes the snap, fakes the handoff to White. He's looking left. Now he's got to roll to his right. He's looking for a man downfield. Now he's going to have to run it. Stiff arms one guy, cuts it back to the inside, brought down at the 40-yard line.
A lot of running for 6 yards, but still positive play nonetheless.
And that'll make it about 4th and 20-ish. Got a Dyersburg player hobbling. It'll be Cameron Cecil. Flag now. And it's after the play. Waiting for the signal, I believe, is a little extracurricular there, Jay.
Maybe personal foul, maybe some taunting, something like that. Just when the flag came in, it has to be something along those lines, I would imagine. but no signal yet. And it looks like Munford's getting to the line of scrimmage.
And now fans on edge.
They are. Calling up to the press box, one of the coaches to call particular plays.
I'm honestly, it doesn't seem like there's much of a conference between the referees, so I'm not sure what's going on.
But there's also no official over the football now. There's one walking there.
Head official just showed something out of his wallet, but it's not a soccer game, so I know nobody got a yellow card.
There we go. Now we're moving.
And the personal foul goes against the Dyersburg Trojans, and that's huge. Gosh, Jay, that's huge.
Really
first
is.
Down. 15 yards and a first down, which is what really makes the difference.
This is the second time tonight that it should have been a first down on the flag, and it hasn't been.
And
we're waving something. Oh, timeout.
Now they're waving timeout. They're still fourth down now. I don't understand how there's a 15-yard penalty with no automatic first down.
Well, at least it's consistent, I suppose. Two
Yeah,
times
tonight.
tonight.
It happened once before, so maybe that's the rule.
I guess so. But, I mean, either way, it's a big play. Like we said, almost on that third down and forever. You want to get something to make it fourth and manageable. And I'll tell you what, 4th and 5 with the way they've moved the ball tonight is extremely manageable. You have a lot of plays you can go to in your playbook when it's this down and distance.
So, absolutely. 4th down and 5, really about 4.
And you moved the ball really well this half. That last drive, if I just go through each play, 6 yards, 22 yards, 5 yards, 15 yards. So all the plays you've had that have been positive have been enough for a first down here. You can really go to anything in your playbook.
But with 1:31 left, this is likely, if you don't get it, it's the last play. Who do you put it in the hands of, Bell or White?
That's a good question. I mean, obviously the options looked well. It looked really good tonight too, and I've trusted Bell to be able to make those decisions, so we'll see what they go to here. 3 receivers out wide, which you haven't seen a ton tonight either. Versatility, maybe spread the defense out. Only 1 safety deep.
All on the line for the Cougars now. 4th and 5.
Second safety drops back. That opens up some space here up front.
Bell's in the backfield with White. Here comes the snap, and a man jumps, and it'll be a flag. Encroachment will be the call, and that will give the Cougars the first down they need.
That's huge.
Oh, man, what a mental mistake.
Oh.
And if the Dyersburg coach is not happy, I don't think, because there was no contact made.
There wasn't. I don't think it. I was thinking the same thing, too. You have to jump for something to happen, but that just happens to be the case there. Oh, ball.
A terrible low snap. Bell has to fall. Oh, and he does not fall on it, but now there's a penalty.
What a wild
Dyersburg
sequence.
recovers the fumble. A crazier turn of events you won't see.
Oh, that's a terrible call. I mean, I get you have to protect players. What an awful call.
Oh, wow.
And now it's going to be a 15-yard personal foul penalty for the hit on Bell, although Dyersburg argues that Bell didn't have possession.
He did not. That might be a gift. But, you know, we've seen some go the other way, too, so it's good to see some coming back. But that one might be a gift there. I couldn't really see exactly when the flag was coming out.
And now there's a lot of chattering going on in the stands. A lot of people upset over that one way or the other. Bell will take the snap. He's going to he's thinking about throwing. Now he's going to run again, and he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage and eventually brought down. And a little bit of extracurricular right there. They're going to let that slide, and probably rightfully so, after Jalen Jackson grabs the collar of Bell.
It looks like it's 3rd down. No timeout as the clock ticks down. You have 3 of them, maybe
3rd down and 12, under a minute now to go in the game. Just a bad handling of the snap by Bell. He makes a man miss, though. He keeps it in his hand, and he's going to get it down to the 35. And it's all going to come down to this, it seems like, going to be a 4th down and about 5 for the Cougars.
Finally going to take a timeout here. I maybe would have taken one before that last play, but it's good to get one here before this 4th down. It looks like where they're marking it, it's going to be 7 yards there, kind of a unfriendly spot.
That's a bad spot there, but timeout Munford's going to take. Their life in this game will come down to this 4th down. Bell looks exhausted.
That's what I'm saying. On that last play, you've had a lot of craziness go on.
And Bell just right there on the left. I mean, completely out of breath.
Lot to keep up with going on right now. Penalties back and forth. Like you said, a lot of quick plays. Player on his knee. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen at the end of this play, but you would hate to be Munford and go home tonight with 2 timeouts left on the board.
You've got to think, though, they were gifted, I believe. The fumble recovery for the Trojans really looked like it should have gone their way. I don't think Bell ever had possession of that ball.
Right.
Bell takes the snap. He looks to his right. He's got a man chasing him down. He throws it and gets rid of it, but it is incomplete, and that will do it. 33 seconds left in the game, and the Trojans will get the ball on a turnover on downs, and for all intents and purposes, this one's over as Munford. You couldn't have asked for a much more exciting 4th quarter, but it'll go down as a loss as the Trojans will hang on to this one 27-24.
I think you could see it in the way that Bell was rolling out there. He looked like dragging on that rollout, which you can't blame him. He's played a heck of a game, heck of a performance, great plays on that last drive. Just come up a little bit short tonight, but like you said, a heck of a game both ways and a really exciting second half.
Ross nearly ran him down before he got rid of it. And he had Dalvian Dickerson, but it wasn't a great throw, and it was a little bit behind him. But valiant effort by that Cougar offense.
And I think you got to give credit to Dyersburg tonight as well. I mean, the second half with the tandem of Harris and Vaughn, I mean, ran the ball really well, and the quarterback sneak as well. But I got to give credit for Dyersburg the way they ran the ball here in the second half.
Victory formation for the Trojans, and now
I think they had the ball in the wrong spot.
They had the ball spotted in the wrong place. The all-star referee crew we have here tonight.
Par for the course tonight, it seems like.
And the knee. And now it's just a matter of one more. They may not even need one more. I don't think they will. That'll be the game. So this one will go in the books as a Munford loss and a Dyersburg win. Dyersburg will stay perfect on the year. Munford will drop to 2-2. Good news for the Cougars. It's not a division game. That starts next week. And we saw a lot of great things tonight. What a crazy game. I mean, a kickoff return for a touchdown. We saw a botched extra point that gave Munford then the chance to come back and get within a field goal. A successful onside kick. We couldn't get much crazier, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, every play in the book, every play in football, it seems like we saw it tonight. I think this game can be summed up in one word: penalties.
Oh.
And that it shot themselves in the foot too many times because their offense truly, on all the drives that we saw penalty-free, they were churning. And I think it comes down to penalties tonight for Munford.
Tons of false starts, just lack of discipline on the line, especially in the motion game. It seemed like every time they tried to go in motion, there was another false start flag. And the personal foul penalties from the Trojans is really what kept Munford in it there at the end, because they had shot themselves in the foot twice on that. So that's something Coach Calhoun will have to clean up this week before Overton comes to town.
Early in the season, too, that kind of happens, especially in high school football. These are kids. And that happens, week 4 now we're only in, and they haven't played a ton of great competition so far with the game last week. So that happens early in the season, and you'd rather have it happen early in the season than have it happen late in the season. So I think you're right. Coach Calhoun will get that figured out this week in practice.
One thing we know for sure, no quit in this Cougar football team. We'll see them again here next week on Ritter Communications as Overton comes to town in the first region game of the year for the Munford Cougars. We'll step out of here and we'll come back and see you next week. Thanks for watching or listening if that's the way you were receiving us on radio. Chad Gatlin for Jay Harder, Brandon Reed, Nathan Taylor, and Richard Self on the cameras. We'll see you next week with Cougar football on Ritter Communications.